Wait a minute, is it possible that Lizzo isn't a good person, even though she spends a lot of time trying to convince the world that she is a good person? Words from the plaintiffs. The stunning nature of how Lizzo and her management team treated their performers seems to go against everything Lizzo stands for publicly. While privately, she weight shames her dancers and demeans them in ways that are absolutely demoralizing. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. Lizzo, if you don't know, she's, I guess, a musician. I have never consciously heard any of her music, and I actually make a conscious effort not to. Why? I don't like what she stands for. She's certainly one of these woke Hollywood sort of mainstream figureheads who are maybe not influencing the impressionable minds of both the young and the old in ways that are just not in their best interest. I think one of Lizzo's biggest, I would call it propaganda, like 1984 mind viruses that she plays. She's become actually way more known, not for her music, but for her stance on celebrating her obesity, where she has this kind of conveys this impression, hey, I'm super overweight and this is healthy. I am proud of this. Now, I don't think she should feel ashamed of herself by any stretch, but trying to promote something that's objectively unhealthy as healthy, that's not coming from a place of truth. That's coming from some sort of deceptive agenda. I don't know her agenda, but it's not based on truth. The same way someone who is super underweight, if they're like, hey, I'm 39 years old and I weigh 74 pounds. This is pretty ideal. I am proud of myself and you should be too. No, it is destructive. It's not based on truth. So Lizzo, who's kind of like, hey, I'm a good person because, I'm championing body positivity, may not be such a good person. But is it possible someone whose main objective is to tell you how good of a person they are, that they might not be a good person? Well, there's some now former employees of Lizzo who have some lawsuits coming against her for weight shaming and demeaning sexual harassment. So the headline from this propaganda network, former Lizzo dancers were weight shamed and pressured while at a strip club, lawsuit says. Now, the weight shaming part of this is poetic. Lizzo is like, dude, I'm body positive. And there's this piece where she's actually celebrating the fact that she gained weight. So the poetry of she is weight shaming her employees, weight shaming her dancers. Not just saying like, hey, you need to do good at dancing, but actually weight shaming them. For starters, that makes Lizzo a hypocrite. The opening salvo that I read where they're like, yeah, what Lizzo's doing, it's not what she publicly stands for. You think someone who comes from a narrative-based propaganda, like, hey, the more overweight, you're like, it's fine. You're just as healthy as someone who's at a healthy weight. You think that she might be a hypocrite? You think that she might not come from a place of truth and principles? You think? So here, before we get to the sexual harassment, which is going to be strikes 2 and 3 for Lizzo, the dancers accused Lizzo, a performer known for embracing body positivity and celebrating her physique, calling attention to one dancer's weight and later berating, then firing that dancer after she recorded a meeting because of a health condition. Now, by the way, that dancer secretly recording a meeting because of a health condition, it sounds like that dancer's woke. Like, dude, I was deceptively recording this meeting because I have a health condition that requires me to deceptively record meetings. So I think that dancer, I'm not going to hold them in high regard because that's certainly a dirty practice. And apparently that's why she got fired. Didn't necessarily get fired for being of more body weight than Lizzo wanted her to. But the lawsuit does say Lizzo was shaming her and berating her for apparently not being body positive enough. And then over at the Daily Wire, they get deeper into the sexual harassment allegations. Former Lizzo dancers file lawsuit alleging sexual harassment and toxic work environment. Summing up this article, because it's a little bit graphic, but essentially this specific allegation is they were all at a strip club in Amsterdam, which is like, okay, is that... So you're saying Lizzo is super moral? Yeah. Where's she going tonight? She'll be a strip club. Cool. Great role model. Perfect. Nothing seedy ever happens at strip clubs. So they were at a strip club in Amsterdam, and Lizzo apparently significantly pressured one of her employees into touching the nude body of a dancer. The employee didn't want to, but received so much pressure just to get out of it, touch the dancer. Certainly none of that is okay. And then apparently at that same little strip club performance, Lizzo pressured her employees, into eating bananas that came out of the strippers' private parts. I like bananas. Now, the reason why I think this is interesting and why I'm making this video about a musician who I do not care about, and I don't care for their music, and I think they're a bad influence. The reason why I'm making this is because I think it sets a great example. The moral police tend to be the least moral people out there. And I think Lizzo is an example of that. She's certainly on the moral police force. And her main position in moral police law enforcement is enforcing the body positivity laws. Then you just learn the truth about her, not the propaganda about her, not what she tells, not the image that she carefully manufactures, constructs, and upholds anytime she's in the vision of the public. But the truth of her is she's a very immoral person. I mean, body shaming anybody is not okay, let alone when that's the exact opposite of what you publicly personify yourself as. So it's both immoral and a hypocrite. That's 2 strikes right there, Lizzo. And then the next strike of immorality against Lizzo is blatant sexual harassment. I mean, being at a strip club, you could, that's kind of a strike of morality, but it's legal to go to strip clubs. But very immoral to sexually harass anyone, let alone employees who are on your team. They trust you, they earn their livelihoods from you, and because they earn their livelihoods from you, you have certain power over them. It's kind of like there's always this unspoken thing, do as I say, or else you could get fired. There's consequences. So that's leverage you have over people if you're in a position of power, as Lizzo is. So the moral police tend to be very immoral. And I think Lizzo, better than anything else she says she stands for, she really stands for that as an example. The moral police tend to be very immoral. Great. Thank you for teaching that to us, Lizzo. Thank you for watching, but before you go, I want to tell you about something I love and use every day. Good day, friends. I want to tell you, I used to suffer from poor quality of sleep. And being a busy dude and a new father, optimizing my sleep is the best thing I can do for my health, but it's one of the hardest things. But I found one of the major pieces to solve the puzzle of my sleep equation was the blackout sleep mask by Bon Charge. Eliminating light to have a blackout effect is one of the best things you can do to optimize your sleep. But it's kind of challenging. You might have light in your bedroom or light coming through the window into your bedroom, or maybe you're like me and like to squeeze in naps when you can. Or at times, just like me, you have to sleep in hotels, which are never blackout dark. But those aren't problems for me anymore, because all I have to do is put my blackout sleep mask on and I get the best night's sleep ever. It gives you a 100% blackout effect. It's made out of soft, comfortable material. It's got an adjustable strap and adjustable eye pillows, so you know you'll have a perfect fit. And here's something I absolutely love and I've never seen on any other sleep mask. The eye pillows are hollow, which means you have zero pressure on your eye, which means you have maximum comfort. Since I've been using the blackout sleep mask, I find I've been getting to sleep faster, I have less frequent wakings, and I wake up in the morning feeling more refreshed and energized than I ever have before. And Bon Charge ships worldwide in rapid time. And if you'd like to get your hands on a blackout sleep mask so you can get the best night's sleep ever, just go to boncharge.com/JPReacts. And while you're there, use the discount code JPReacts for 15% off your blackout sleep mask and all the other amazing products that Bon Charge offers.